to speed up the response on making a payment with this third-party API. By third party, I'm referring to the mobile finance payments third party. I need to create a thread, and this current thread that I'm creating right here will be sort of a sub-thread to the main thread, the Python thread. And I want to make sure that this thread will not affect the database connection thread, so I'm gonna decouple that from the database connection thread so it can now block the database connection thread. And so the goal is to make sure that, you know, when we are making a payment to the third party, because before we record the payment on our database, we need to confirm that the customer payments made to the third party via our application, client application, has been successfully completed or processed. And then when it's processed, we can record that payment in our database. There is a different way to do that. I could use I could use the Celery task queue, so I can, you know, as soon as the customer make a payment on the third party API, we just get it the way it is, and then we send the next operation to the task queue. But since I have not yet configured the Celery as a task queue in this application or project, I'm just gonna use the thread and see what we can get from the thread, you know, in order to improve or decrease the latency a little bit with a couple of seconds, and see how far we can go from here. Okay. So what I need to do from the response, I think the response will get the self so the target on this thread, the response on the targets will be, so we're expecting the response to be a dictionary. So the response will be a dictionary, and we want to make sure that the targets on so the response has to be the targets. We could also specify that the target to be of type function. Let's just leave it the way it is. Callable. mean, the target is a callable, we know that, but I'm just trying to go more typing so I can type all these properties. I'm just gonna leave it target to be a target. It's gonna be a target, and we get our arguments, list arguments, and the keyword arguments. So this subthread will be yeah, let's see how far we can go from this. I'm pretty sure this one will not gonna entangle itself with the main thread or the database connection thread. So let's see. Okay, from right here on create, so when we are creating a payment, when the user selects a payment method, first of all, before they do select a payment method, they need to have that particular payment method registered. If it's not registered, they won't be able to make a payment. Yeah, I think that would be a better way to do that. You know, if they are a new customer, a new user, and they select A, I'm going to make a payment using X method. And we're gonna check, hey, do you have X method registered in your account? If not, why don't you insert your phone number? Once they insert the phone number, we verify the KYC. I'm still waiting for these folks from the Vodafone team if they can enable the KYC service on the markets where I'm planning to to push these shit to deploy this thing, but they may not do that, you know, but we never know. Yeah, so right here on when we are checking the service, if the service they select is NP, NP is my, you know, is my own or shortcuts or acronym. It's sent for NPSA, whatever. We wanna run a thread, we wanna create an instance of this subthread, right? Third party ops. I just named that third party ops. We are going to create a, let's create this thing. So I'm gonna comment this part of the code. When I do comment that, what else I need to do? I think I have to create an instance. I'm gonna call that M-Pesa payment, and I create third-party thread as an instance. The targets will be this guy. That's the target. The arguments we are going to send on the targets. We have the payment method. And payment method, this guy. Payment method, application, and user. What is he complaining? Mapping string any or none got tuple. Hey, I can use keyword argument. Why is not accepting the arguments? What is the signature of this guy? His signature, you accept the method, the application, and the user. Hey, I may use keyword arguments. Let's try to use keyword arguments and see what's gonna happen. Oh no, we need arguments. I'm gonna leave arguments. I think probably something is, oh, we need this comma. This is the last comma there. Yo, this is his signature, right? Why is not accepting his signature? Creates method, application, and user. Expect type mapping string and any ga tuple any instead. This is now string. See, that's why these. Does it want me to specify the type so you can know on a profile? Is that what you want? This error may be what is the signature of this class? Yeah, that's its signature. That's its signature. Okay, let's see what this error means. Yeah. That's why I like just pure typing language. With pure typing language, yeah, I can just make it a keyword argument. I can just make it a keyword argument instead of the list arguments. I don't know why it's complaining. Let's try to change the signature. We gotta change the signature to keyword arguments. And method application first. Method application and user. I don't think what I'm doing here, it's easier. It's something like, oh, if it was me, I was just gonna do it in a couple of seconds. Good luck with that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get keyword items. Okay. Yeah, and right here, instead of using list arguments, oh, I could do this. let me try this. Let me bring back the list arguments and let me do. I mean, why my accent sound? It sounds like a French. I hate when my accent sounds like French. Well, I mean, that's why they call me the Frenchman. That's one of my name, one of my secret name. I have a lot of secret name actually. I used to be called the Brazilian man, right? And I switched from the Brazilian man to what was my second name? I forget my second name. My second name was I forget that. And my third name was the French name. And my fourth name was the Einstein man. I'm like, well, you have to give all these names, man. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we're gonna keep this like a list arguments. Let's do list arguments, and what we're gonna do, we're just gonna get the arguments. I think if we leave it this way, it's probably gonna work. Oh, still don't work. Okay, if it still don't work, we can use keyword arguments. And keyword arguments items. What else can we do? I don't need this queue. I was thinking about using a queue so we can, but a queue doesn't, we don't need that queue here because the HTTP is stateless, meaning that we only have one state per click, and that state will probably take longer. So we're not gonna have multiple operations or multiple results, so we don't need a queue. I'm gonna use keyword arguments. Keyword arguments equal to this. We are going to do these keys are useless because we're not gonna need them. We're actually not gonna need this key. Okay, I think it's clear now. So we're gonna send the keyword arguments to this keyword, and from this keyword we get the item. We deconstruct the item method application user of late works, and next, what are we gonna do? So when it's run, we need to make sure that at least it's run, right? M-Pesa payment. We gotta start our thread, and actually there is no need to join, but we can just join so we can wait for the thread to complete. M-Pesa payments join. Oh, look at, I'm about to use comments in like I do, because I've been lately, writing a side project in Go. So with comments like in JavaScript. So I'm gonna do wait, and then I'm gonna return, because we have to retain. This is yeah, the create M-Pesa return a response. Actually, we cannot return. We can just do this. We just send the response to the response, which is not bad. I don't know. Instead of returning, we send the response to this response here. Actually, it should not be a type of response. It should be a type of response. And default value, yeah, default value is none. None is kind of weird. What is the default value of response? Not found. Yeah, not found is a response. Is that not found a response? I'm gonna put I'm just gonna leave it to none, so that, you know, it can be just a placeholder. I mean, just a, you know, empty space. I mean, with language that respect itself, like a Go or C, you know, placing none like this, I mean, we don't really know what's happening. It's probably null. It's just a, okay, I don't want to think too much. Yeah, so let's do it none, and we're gonna retain M-Pesa payments response. Is it gonna have to be a callable? I don't know. What am I doing? I can just leave this guy. Yeah. Let's try to do this. We pass a response to the response, and then you know, our payments, we need a payment ID. See, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna return a diction. Oh, I was right. You see, I was right. This have to be of type dictionary, and empty dictionary. Okay, so what we need to do, we are going to return this dictionary, For this to be a correct dictionary, okay, this is a property of response. Yeah, so we're gonna return this dictionary to the response, and once we get the response, we are going to return response. We pass the response, and status will be status created. Okay, that's the way we're gonna do that. Okay, so this return will go to response as a dictionary, goes back here, and let's try. Let's go back to our testing and see what's gonna happen. Really don't know what's gonna happen, but we have to go test that. I might do something like this. Go to the testing, go down right here. Yeah, for some reason I had to do double. I had to do double post to make sure I test the Vodafone payment, because I have to create the payments method first. This is bad. As far as testing, you know, it's bad because you can't do double posts. Yeah, it's ethically and fundamentally bad. But that's the only way I could make sure that I save a correct payments method, because some of the functionality of saving a payments method are written on the serializer. So the serializer is not really close to the class method. I mean, the class model, the model of creating a payments method. So that's why I'm doing this video. So I need to refactor that. But before I do refactor, so I can make only one post, I'm going to try to test this. Oh, it's taking long. Yeah. I mean, it's taking long because it has to load all these features, you know, title, location, plans, benefits, plan offering, applications. When I was doing mirroring testing, it was faster. Uh, Now enough value to unpack. X33 got one. Oh, I know what I need to do. Right here, when we unpacking, where we unpacking, this is a list. So if it's a list, let me see what I can see. Let's try this. Let's convert that to a list. It's already a list, but why it doesn't accept to unpack that? Yeah, it's gonna take a couple seconds, 7 seconds or 5 seconds. Value not enough to unpack. Okay, so before I do unpack that, let me see what I'm getting here. Isn't the correct way to get that? Let me see what I'm getting right here. I'm going to comment all the code right here, and I'm gonna print. Okay, maybe we need to try. Maybe we need to try the way Python. Let's try that in small Python code. Okay, let's go to our terminal and see if what we're doing is correct. You know, kind of refreshing Python. So given n is a dictionary of A1, B2, we wanna decouple or deconstruct. We wanna deconstruct n I j k I j n item item. No, that's what it's getting to. It has to be value. See, this one has to be value, so I was wrong. Let's go back. We don't need to test that. So this one we know, because item will return a dictionary, a key pair value. So we have to be value. We don't want to, you know, value, it's already a list, so it's gonna. So as you can see, This one has to be value. It doesn't have to be item. To demonstrate that, we can go back on our CMD. Instead of item, we are going to do value, and J will be 2 and I will be weight. Oh, and I will be 1. Okay. Imports os, comma, os system clear. Cool. Now let's go back to the project. So this is gonna be value. If it's value, it's gonna pass. I don't know why it didn't work with arguments. I need to figure out what went wrong. Maybe I was not passing the correct keys, or missed something right here. I mean, to make this more Pythonic. Oh, okay, it passed. It passed. No. C doesn't pass. Okay, I'm gonna convert that to a list. Let's see if we convert that list to what's gonna happen. Okay, let's try again. That was a spread, so that one was expecting the key pair value on arguments. Okay, our starter does not exist. See, that's the thing that I that's the thing that I wanted to avoid. It looks like it's messing up with the current it's messing up with the current database thread. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? Instead of creating that thread here, because this one from right here, we still on the, we are kind of like entangling the current thread, the main thread, and the database thread. So what we need to do, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna remove the all logic, bring it back the way it was before. Hopefully I don't go that far. I went too far, but it's okay. I'm gonna cut this. Let's bring this back. Payments method user. From there to here, we're still on the database main thread. What's going on? Oh, okay. We see on the database main thread. Let's try again, make sure that it's working. Bear in mind, I have to remove this double posting on I have to remove this double posting, creating a method, and creating a payments. So this is working. Payments created, ID number 1. So we're able to create a payment. I'm pretty sure that I'm probably sending email somewhere. Let me check. Pretty sure I'm sending an email. Send. Let's go to send. Oh, I'm not sending, so that's good. But I'm supposed to. What's going on? Okay, let's kick back to Python. Yeah, I need to remove this double posting. So what I need to do, but before I do remove that, I have to make sure that this works. What is the view? So from here to create, so right here, before we do a response right here, we still we're still on the same you know what if I bring this logic let me bring this logic somewhere. This that logic right here. So we need to import thread, put threading, what else? Okay, so we are going to make sure that the payment is happening with the thread. Hopefully it works. Session encryption. Make a payment. Of course, this is its own thread. I don't think it's that bad, you know. I'm gonna leave it the way it is now. The only thing I need to do, I'm gonna leave this logic the way it is. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it the way it is now. For now, it's gonna be the way it is. Man, these two phone calls just scramble my brain. I totally forgets my reading, what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, so I have to go on serializer. Let me go on serializer right here. Serializer. So this logic of creating a payload oh, I see. This function where we need to sign blade to payload. Yeah, this function that will receive a payload, JSON payload, I need to move it to the model side. Yeah, so this one has to be moved to a model. We move it to the model because on our testing, you cannot, on the testing, you cannot sign a, how do I call that? Yeah, so when we're testing to make a payment with Vodafone, you cannot make a payment if the payments method is now record. So what I'm doing, I am I'm creating a payments method first right here, and then I make a payment to avoid this double posting, which is too heavy. I can move the logic of creating a method, the logic of encrypting the payments payload from the serializer as it was before to the payments method right here. You know, see, the verify is happening on the, if the verify is happening on the model, why not the signing happening at the model too? So we're gonna bring the signing on the model. Okay, self, which means we are going to create the payments method and then we're gonna sign and update. Self, comma, JSON payload, and we retain our famous hexadecimal encoding digest. So we move him here. Both the verification and the signing is happening on I mean, what am I doing this? I could just accept the payments method as the payload as a JSON feed and leave it. The thing is, just anybody can send. If someone is using our application, you know, the register, and they wanna, if they succeed to get the token, you know, I don't know, some people will need, some folks maybe die intelligence to do that. If they succeed to get the token, even if I'm hiding that, they can go abuse the endpoint by sending unnecessary data to this JSON field. I know there is a possibility to modify the JSON with the decoder or encoder, right? There is a property called, there's a encoder and requirement and decoder. So you can customize the encoder callable and customize the decoder callable, so you can check the field they send on JSON field. Where was I? Yes, so the field they send on JSON field, you can verify which field they send on that JSON object or JSON array. Because this one is just a JSON field, it can receive any JSON, even if someone send data that it's gonna receive that, but we don't need somebody to send this. If someone ever send data to data on JSON field, once we send that, by the time we want to verify that, it's gonna fail because we didn't expect that. Even if I'm hiding that from the public, you know, but it's still a way, there's still a way to mitigate the possibility. The chance of that happening, it's probably like a 0.001, but you never know. Okay, so we are going to sign in the model, meaning that this function, this method, it become a method in payments method model. It's gonna be on it's gonna be, what is the serializer? So okay, on the serializer, we're not gonna do anything, right? The transaction payload, we're not gonna be anything, and this transaction payload also we're not gonna be anything. We can just put transaction payload to do something like a random value. That will be its face value, but unfortunately, before we retain that, we are going to call payment method sign payload equal to payments method dot sign payload, and we pass this JSON. This is gonna return a byte string, so we don't need a byte string. We need to decode that, decode to UTF. Yeah, decode to UTF. Okay. And of course, we have to save payment method, save. We save and we return. So we can update the signed payload. Now, if we are creating an object with the query set API in Django using the model in Django, this one on the REST API, we are assuming that the user has sent the value using the post, right? They post some value. If they're using yeah, so if they're using the method, if we're using the method, we are going to update our save. Okay, so on save, where are we gonna get this JSON payload? Where are we gonna get this JSON payload on the model? Oh, the JSON payload will come from, let's go back to, you know what I could do? Instead of doing this double save, I could just, no, not possible. This is the way it's supposed to do. This abstraction is beautiful, the way I did that. This protects from user sending junk because I removed that from the user power. Only the thing, you know, I'm not giving too much power from the user. I only have to send the phone number, the method, the transaction type. Everything is happening on our side. I don't want to create duplicates. The reason why I move the sign method to the model because I want to remove this thing. What is in our test? I want to remove this I want to remove all this code here, right here. We don't have to create method payments when we want to make a payment, right? So oh, I see what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I want to remove this double post. it's not, yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to create a new payment method right here. This is getting ugly, but it is what it is. I'm going to create, this is the application. Of course, I'm getting the application number from the fixture, this fixture that are being loaded right here. Payments method body. This one, I could leave it right here, but okay, so let me do this. Payments method. What is I don't need this response. This one is for subscription. Okay. Payments method. We're going to change the phone number. Because we need a phone number. Hey, I don't like it the way it is. I want it to be this way. I don't know why it's complicating things. Oh, it says a double phone number. Oh, really? Yo, we don't need this phone number. There's a double user. We don't need this user. Okay, so let's create the payload M-Pesa. We are going to use the existing one right here on the serializer. Going to copy this. Let's import. Import. Import this guy. Ashlib. Yeah, Ashlib imports. Post needed. Shared party API M-Pesa payments. So we are going to import it on our testing because we need to test that. Now I know why a lot of people hate testing because it's just a lot of work, man. But hey, it's better for you to fail here, you know, than failing on production and receiving a call at 2 a.m. or 5 a.m. to fix it. And start blaming on technology or I hate Python or why Python is like this. No, you're supposed to test it, it's your fault. So the phone number, so this is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like this. The phone number will be CLS payments method phone number equal. Yes, I'm modifying that. What's wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's complaining because they are the same. You know what? I'm gonna do it static. It's okay. Okay, let's do phone number. That's the payload. Service, let's do service 2. Reference, you know, we can just make a reference, something like this. Okay, so we create that payload. Now we can create the payments method. Payments method equal payments. Let's import payments method model from subscription payments method model. So rates service equal NP payments method equal mobile. I guess so. Yeah, mobile is primary false. Trans type service NP trans type debit. What's going on here? I'm on testing. Okay. Service NP trans type debit. What else? Is primary. It's not required. So we have 1, 2, 3 payload. We can in payload we can do something like this. Data because we are going to modify that. Okay, I think we can create this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only the required field we need. Trans type version is automatic. Payload. Oh, payload. User. You forget user and payload. User will be user 2. Okay, it's created. And then we need to update the sign payload equal to payments payload. Sign payload equal sign receive payments payload. Oh, the payload here has to be payload. So we convert the data class Python dictionary to a dictionary, right? We convert that to a dictionary, but even if we convert that to a dictionary, it's not enough. We need to convert that to a we need to convert that to a JSON. So JSON dump this guy separator. This just means that, you know, separates, comma, you know, all the key, sort key true. Okay, that's the way we can do that. Hey, do me a favor. Can you get the dog? Yeah. Yeah, bring him outside. Take him outside. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Payload. Okay. That's good. So we have our service payment method, transaction type, debits, payload. Okay. Now we need to save sign payload. Oh. Payload. Okay, and payments method save. So we move the abstraction of signing the JSON payload from the serializer to the model. That's why you're seeing me like signing that from the instance, right? We used to sign that in the serializer. I think in the serializer will be safe, but for the testing purpose, I have to move it so I will be able to save that. So I'll be able to create that with the Django query set API. I mean, it's a lot, you know, but not impossible. I still get around, you know, I still try to get around that so I can make it faster or shorter, but if this works, good. Now let's test what we're gonna test right here. Before we do everything on this side, we are going to make sure that we're just gonna print payment method object all, so we can make sure that that object we create here, that new payments method we create, has been successfully created. This one. Okay. Let's test. I mean, this can improve our test since we were doing double posting on one test. You know, not now. By the time, you know, I complete this. It's failed. What's failing? String is not callable. String object is not callable. What is a string here? This is string object is not callable. Oh, this is, oh yeah, this is the method. Oh, it's sign blade 2. That's the method we're supposed to look for. Yeah, sign blade 2 is the method. See the advantage of testing. You fail on the test instead of failing on the public. But unfortunately, I see a lot of websites, mostly government websites. You see, okay, it works. So we were able to create a payments method. You know, we reduce a little bit to 4 minutes because we're doing query sets. But if we do this and we go back, now, if this user want to make a payment, they're just going to send the service, and this service will come from them selecting, I want to make a payment using this service. And their phone number, in this case, we assume this was their phone number. So hopefully that is the phone number. Okay, so I don't need to do this, format that. Unfortunately, if you are rushing to deploy application, some of the property or some of the features, the technique you might want to use. Oh, face again. We are using a wrong JSON, so what we need to do, let's see what we did on what we did on what is it failing? It's failing. Oh, it's failing right here. It says that oh, the delimiter we are using probably is not correct. Let's see how we use our delimiter on serializer. That's right, yeah. Okay, it looks like it works because we switched the delimiter. As we can see, even when we're sending the JSON payload, we need to make sure that, you know, that JSON will be correct, but it's not enough. We want to print the response. Just, oh, I see. You see, you know what I'm learning here? I'm learning that operations on a serializer are much faster than operation on Django model, because Django model is so close to the query set objects, which map all the objects to the database. It makes Django model to be slow. As you can see, when I was using double post, my test was something like a 6 second. But now that I moved that logic from serializer to the model, it makes it even slower. So, which leads me to an understanding that it's better to keep that logic on serializer than use it on the model or Django model. Because even if I move that logic, it's making my test slower, you know. It makes it slower, like it moved from 6 seconds to 8 seconds. You know, signing that on the model, this signing here, signing that here, it's not a good choice. It's not a good choice, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring it back. You know, I'm learning, you know. I think the logic being on the serializer is faster. It's really faster because after validation, this is where the model reacts. After validation, everything on the serializer is really fast. Because the validation happens on the model of the Django, and the model return a query set. A query set maps objects to the database, so the model is the heaviest place, or if can I say the heaviest, it's the computationally more expensive place to place, you know, expensive code. You know, serializer is always a good choice. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this logic back the way it was, and see the way I can yeah. Yeah, I have to decouple more on this application. Even if I'm making the third party, the payment is happening here. This is the payment. This is where the client is making a payment, right here. And when they make a payment, we create our payment. This is still too much. What I need to do, I'm gonna remove this, or I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna let the client make a payment. When they make a payment, I think it's gonna still be the same. We still have to touch our payments objects right here. It's not that expensive. I'm gonna, you know, I'm going to leave it the way it is, you know. Maybe this 8 second is probably like because of the test has to load. I need to test it on the front end, see how fast it's gonna be. If on the front end it's gonna be something like a couple of milliseconds, it's okay. You know. But at this logic, this logic, I have to bring it back the way it was before. This ain't good. This one make it so expensive, so much. It's slowing that. So, okay, I'm gonna stop here for today. Thank you all for watching. I think tomorrow I'm not gonna have time, but probably on Saturday or Sunday I'm gonna resume working on this and see where we can go from there. But you know, we're making progress. I think the thing I have to do though, I have to check that on I have to start, you know, I have to start adding these endpoints on the front end so I can see how fast it can be, because this 8 seconds, it might be just fixtures loading data that make it slower. You know, I don't think these endpoints will be slow because, you know, making payments by itself on right here where the third-party API is making a payment right here. The HTTPX has its own thread. I'm assuming it has its own safe thread. And I will see what I can, but I think I need to start going on the front end, see how fast or slow it's gonna be before I conclude. You know, I just don't want to conclude and then, you know, maybe, you know, things are working well. I'm just trying to be a little bit a perfectionist, which is bad. There's people running behind my back and asking me, when are you gonna go live? As if I was cooking eggs. Okay. Yeah, that was about factoring or refactoring. We tried to refactor and we discovered that the choice we made was not the correct one. So it is what it is. Okay, guys, probably gonna continue working on that on Saturday, if I have time, or Sunday. But I think this choice was not correct. You know, moving the sign on the method on the mother side, it's not a good choice. Okay, we have to bring it back on the serializer. Okay, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.